Oh, it happened. It finally happened. After weeks of tension, sideline whispers, and a quarterback debate that felt more like a soap opera than a football storyline, the Cleveland Browns have dropped the bomb. Shedeur Sanders has been named the starting quarterback. Let me say that again so it sinks in. Shedeur Sanders, QB1 for the Cleveland Browns. And just like that, the future in Cleveland doesn't feel distant anymore. It's here. It's now. It's alive. Now, I'll be real with you. This wasn't out of nowhere. If you've been paying attention, if you've been watching closely like I have, you could feel this moment building. It was humming in the background of every preseason snap, hiding in plain sight during every glowing post-game interview, and every single time the cameras cut to Shedeur on the sidelines, helmet off, shoulder pads squared, those eyes locked in like he was absorbing every detail. You knew something was coming, but still, when the news broke, chaos, absolute chaos. Sports radio melted down before breakfast. Social media turned into a war zone. Flacco fans crying foul, haters typing so hard their keyboards need therapy, and yet the real Browns fans? They weren't surprised. They've lived this movie too many times. Veteran placeholder starts, rookie waits, earn your stripes. We've heard that one before, but this feels different. This isn't just a depth chart shuffle. This is a power shift. This is the Browns planting their flag and saying, we're done waiting. And look, respect to Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champ, veteran presence, class act all the way. But let's be honest, he was never the future. His role was always to hold the wheel until the real engine was ready to roar. And now, that engine is purring. Its name is Shedeur Sanders. Let's talk about why this happened, because the answer isn't hype. From the moment he stepped into Cleveland, Shedeur didn't just look like a rookie quarterback. He looked like a field general. His preseason wasn't about surviving the playbook. He owned it. Mechanics crisp, pocket presence calm, decisions clean. And that it factor, the one you can't coach? Yeah, he's got it. He didn't play like he was testing the waters. He played like the water was his. Now, sure, on paper, he was QB3 behind Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. But fans saw through it. That wasn't about readiness. That was chess. They were shielding him from the hype, from the non-stop comparisons, from being rushed into the storm too soon. But here's the thing. The shield is gone now. He's been unleashed. And Cleveland is ready to go to war with him. And man, let me tell you, this isn't just excitement. This is hope. That word Browns fans have been starved of for decades. You can hear it in the chants, feel it in the energy, see it in the way people talk about Sundays again. This is a city that's lived through Quinn, through Manziel, through Kaiser, through Baker, through heartbreak after heartbreak. And now they're looking at Shedeur and saying, this might finally be it. Not just hype, not just flash, but sustainable greatness. And the craziest part? The Browns almost didn't pull the trigger. They could have played it safe, dragged it out, let Flacco start the first 6 games. But they didn't. They trusted what the tape showed, what the locker room knew, what the fans were begging for. They didn't play it safe. They played to win. And don't get it twisted. Not everyone's thrilled. Some are panicking about, I'll start in a rookie too soon. Others think Flacco deserved more time. And of course, you've got the he only got the job because of his last name crowd. To which I say, stop, just stop. This isn't nepotism. This isn't a PR stunt. This is merit. This is earned. If his last name was Smith, he'd still be QB1. You don't go out there, throw 75% completions, command a locker room, process blitzes like a vet, and then get handed a clipboard. You earned that. And Shedeur earned it. Now here's where it gets really interesting what happens next. Because let me tell you right now, this season just went from cautiously optimistic to must-watch television. Every snap, every throw, every press conference, it's all going to be dissected, debated, and replayed. And you know what? He's ready. This kid has a mind built for pressure. You can't rattle him. You can't scare him. He doesn't just survive the spotlight. He thrives in it. So picture it. Week 1. He jogs out onto that field. 70,000 fans screaming. Cameras flashing. The weight of a broken franchise and a starving fan base on his shoulders. You think he's going to blink? No, he's going to ball. And when he throws that first touchdown, when Stefanski nods on the sideline like he knew all along, when the crowd erupts and the internet explodes, that's not just a moment. That's a cultural reset. That's Cleveland finally getting it right. And trust me, this isn't just about one player. This is about identity. This is about a franchise that's been mocked for years suddenly finding something real. Not temporary, not experimental, not a placeholder, real. And it's not just that Shedeur is talented, it's that he's different. He's not carrying the ghost of every failed Browns QB. He's building his own lane. Calm, composed, poised, ready. So yeah, let the haters circle, let the doubters talk, because the Browns aren't just starting a rookie, they're starting a new era. Shedeur Sanders isn't just the future, he's the now. And Cleveland, they're finally done waiting. You know, sometimes in the NFL, it's not the players who crack under the pressure. It's the coaches. And right now, Kevin Stefanski is a man standing on the edge of the cliff, staring down at his own job security slipping away. He wants to Project Calm. He wants us to believe he's unshaken by the noise. But let me tell you, his words, his body language, even the tone in his voice, they all betray a man who's drowning. I don't concern myself with outside noise, Stefanski said, almost as if he was trying to convince himself more than the reporters standing in front of him. I'm committed to his development. Just like every rookie, we're gonna keep focusing on improvement. But I've been watching this whole saga unfold, and I can't sit here and pretend that's the truth. The reality tells a much darker story. Because let's be real, Shedeur Sanders was never given a fair shot. He was sent out onto the field like a soldier with no armor, no weapon, just a dull pocket knife in the middle of a gunfight. How was he supposed to win that battle? And then came the decision that pushed everything over the edge. Stefanski pulled Shedeur in the middle of a 2-minute drill. The exact kind of situation where a young quarterback earns his stripes, and handed those reps to Tyler Huntley, a quarterback with no future in Cleveland, no investment from this organization, a temporary body. Fans saw it, analysts saw it, and everybody asked the same question. Why? Why rob your future quarterback of that exact opportunity just to give a journeyman a few empty snaps? The backlash was immediate. Cleveland fans were furious. Offensive linemen who had actually protected Sanders were cut. Contracts shredded. The optics, terrible. Stefanski tried to defend himself, saying Huntley needed reps, but his shaky delivery told the real story. He knew he had just stepped into a storm of his own making, and when former Browns receiver TJ Houshmandzadeh came out swinging, the criticism cut deep. He said, "I've never seen a coach so blatantly sabotage one of his own players. It looks personal with Stefanski. The bias is obvious." And honestly, he's not wrong. Body language doesn't lie. Stefanski looks like a man weighed down by fear, terrified of what Shedeur represents. A young star who could take the spotlight, grab the headlines, and redefine this franchise. Because let's not forget, in Shedeur's preseason debut, the kid was flawless. Calm, commanding, the type of performance that makes veterans nod their heads and think, yeah, that's a leader. National praise came pouring in, and yet Stefanski downplayed it. No real compliments, no acknowledgement. It was almost as if the narrative was written before Shedeur even touched the field. No matter how well he played, they'd find a way to brush it aside. From day one, Shedeur Sanders was being set up to fail. Not because of talent, not because of results, but because of politics, because of bias, because of fear inside this very organization that should have been protecting him. And the fans, they see it. They've had enough. The chants are loud now. Shedeur is our quarterback. Start Shedeur week 1. He is the future. But the coaching staff seems intent on silencing that chorus, almost afraid of letting the kid seize his moment. And here's the brutal irony. Stefanski may have tried to push Shedeur out, but instead he's pushed himself to the brink. His own job is now hanging by a thread. Every decision he's made, every dismissive comment, every snap denied to Sanders, it's all piling up, and the fire is closing in. Analysts across the league are tearing him apart, saying even Tom Brady in his prime would have failed behind the roster Stefanski gave Shedeur. Think about that. The greatest of all time wouldn't have survived this setup. How on earth was a rookie supposed to? Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith, TJ Houshmandzadeh. They've all said the same thing in different ways. This isn't just mismanagement, it's sabotage. A systematic effort to make Sanders look worse than he actually is. And it's not just the media anymore. The fans are demanding accountability. Some are outright calling for Stefanski to be fired immediately. And then, boom, the bombshell drops. Shedeur Sanders files a lawsuit. Not just a complaint, not just a leak to the media, but a full-blown legal war against Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns. Sabotage, character assassination, deliberate obstruction of his development. This isn't rookie versus coach drama. This is nuclear. The lawsuit details everything. Strategic benchings, fabricated injury reports, lost endorsement opportunities worth millions. And get this, his legal team has been tracking it since training camp. They've got receipts, video, medical records, testimony. Words like malicious intent and tortious interference are plastered across the filings. They're not pulling punches. The NFL, they're panicking. Roger Goodell himself had to jump on an emergency call. TV networks are furious. Ratings tanked when Shedeur was benched. Sponsors are threatening to walk. Season ticket holders are demanding refunds. Social media exploding. Hashtags like "Tege free Shedeur" and "30 fire Stefanski" are trending worldwide. For younger fans, this isn't just football anymore. This is cultural. This is a generational clash between outdated authority and modern player empowerment. And through it all, the tape doesn't lie. Sanders outperformed Dylan Gabriel every step of the way. Higher completion rate, more touchdowns, better pocket presence, stronger leadership. Even Joe Flacco, the seasoned vet, admitted privately, the kid's ready right now. And yet, Stefanski kept him sidelined. This lawsuit isn't just about one quarterback. It's about the future of football. If Shedeur wins, it cracks open Pandora's box. Coaches everywhere will be second-guessing every depth chart, every injury report, every roster move. Players will start asking, if they did it to Shedeur, could they do it to me? And if so, can I sue too? That's the kind of precedent we're talking about. So where does this all lead? Maybe Stefanski survives this firestorm, maybe he doesn't. But one thing is crystal clear. Shedeur Sanders is no longer just fighting for snaps. He's fighting for fairness, for respect, for his career. And maybe, just maybe, he's fighting to change the NFL forever. So let me throw it to you guys. Was Stefanski guilty of poor judgment, or was this flat out sabotage? Was Shedeur doomed from the start? And do you think Stefanski even deserves the chance to redeem himself in Cleveland? Let me know what you think in the comments, because this is the kind of story that's rewriting the rules of the game.